YouTube, Aaron here of Claude Mods, which is my online name, with a new release for my Lancaster Gamers Edition 2.0, which is based on Plasma 6. Now I will be making a Plasma 6 arch if I can get an arso made, and I'm also in the works of making a known release, although I've had a few issues, so I cannot say that this is 100% going to happen, but I'm in the works of trying to get a known release. So I'm going to be showcasing some of the new system app updates. I've also added everything that I normally add in my Gamers Edition. If you've downloaded my previous Plasma 5 updates, in the changelogs I've removed some of the applications that I normally install, and that is just to reduce the system size. All of the information was on my Plasma 5 changelog. The applications that are installed are in the readme file on my SourceForge and also on my website. So if you want to know what applications are installed, you can see them in this video, or you can also check the readme files. So I'm going to play my favourite song for today. I'm going to load up my virtual machine of my operating system, and let's go. So I've updated the system app to have all the new updates that I published today. So if you've got my Kde Neon version, you can download these updates from within the system app itself. If you go to Lancaster Updater and click the update Lancaster System app button, you can download all the latest and greatest system app updates. Now, as it stands, I've currently just uploaded my update for my Lancaster Gamers Edition onto my SourceForge. If you know about the procedure to upload to SourceForge, that is the terminal, and I've just uploaded it now. So I do need to rename the file, and I also need to change the readme file to have the new updated Gamers Edition. And also I've added some information about bottles, since bottles is installed. We can basically get to what's actually installed now. So Bottles is installed, Synaptic package manager is installed, Discover is obviously pre-installed KDE application. Discord is installed, Telegram is installed, Qubit torrent is installed. I also put Kcalculate, GIMP, Critter, VLC media player, Kodi is installed, Piper's installed, Flameshot's installed, Bottles is installed, Steam is installed, Xbox Gaming Cloud, Yuzu, RPCS3, RetroArch, DNS Changer, Boxes, Virtual Machine Manager, Stacer, and here's a pretty cool one which is in the newer builds of Ubuntu KDEs, the Startup Disk Creator, which is a very good tool for creating bootable media. So I like to game a lot myself. I use Bottles to game myself. I find it's the easiest application to set up and run Windows applications or games. And some of the advice that I normally advise people with is to not set up as a bottle as a games bottle, but as an applications bottle, just because applications themselves require different dependencies, and all the games that I've played running through an application bottle work perfectly fine, and that's what I normally use. And I will be making a video on how to set up bottles to run games and showcasing some of the new games that I have downloaded and play on my Linux distribution. So that's going to be my next video that I do post. Also, there is some useful information from the Use Bottles website, and I've also put this here if you want to find out a bit more detailed information about Bottles itself. So when you download the latest and greatest system app updates, if you come to this location, you can find the file itself, or the file will automatically open once you've downloaded the updates, just to give you some more information on what's actually been updated. So 13 system components are currently being updated. Now there is 4 extra text files that get downloaded, but I would not put them as components. They're just text files with extra text, such as downloaded.txt is one of them. Anyway, Lancaster components version 1.1, because these are basically all plain Jane, I'd say, ready to go now. The components itself is everything all together. The system app is updated also. The core is the main part of Lancaster, so the core will always be the same, which is basically the blue theme, and the applications and the system packages are always going to be the same. So you're on the core version of Lancaster, and at the moment we're on version 1.2, because there may be something that might be added, some extra applications for gamers, or some extra scripts that might be a bit more useful within the system app. And that would be basically a system app update itself. But as we move forward to extra things, the core version will become newer, and obviously there will be some updates. The custom scripts itself also get updated, and if there's anything new that I do add, you can update the system app at any given time to see if there's any updates. But as it stands, anything that you've seen in this video is already updated into this ISO. If you're using a Kde Neon, if you're using my Kde Neon version, you can download the updates that are in this one through the same function. So another thing I have also fixed is the backup utility. So if I can get this to load, my system's being a bit slow. If you go to the backup utility, you can create a Lancaster System backup. This will copy all downloaded files, all settings that are saved, and all applications that have been installed. You can download the latest update of the system backup utility. You can also, well, if you're going to update the Lancaster System backup utility or use the utility, you're going to want to configure the utility first, and it's going to ask you for your password, which is why I say to run the sudo command before anything else. So my system is running relatively slow. So this will configure the kernel. So the backup utility can read the kernel and it'll boot into the kernel. And if you've got any, if you've got a newer build, because if you're not using Lancaster to use the backup config, then you're going to have to configure it to run on that system if it's not within the backup utility files, which is Penguin Eggs. So if you know Penguin Eggs, the application Penguin's Eggs, which you can create RSOs with, and how to configure that, or you could go online and search Penguin's Eggs and go on the .net website, and there's information on how to configure it to work with different distributions, providing that they support that distribution. So when you download a new update, you're going to want to configure it, and then you can create a Lancaster System backup. Now I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just showcasing my new updates to do with my distribution. So if you want to input your own commands, because Penguin Eggs itself has various different commands and I only use a few of them, then you can also input your own commands, which is very handy. You can find the Lancaster version, and this will tell you about the Lancaster version, what version you're using, with all scripts. I may add the backup utility, tells you the update, the version of the Lancaster backup utility, but as it stands at the moment, that function isn't currently there. The custom scripts, so we've updated the theme changer. I've updated the theme changer to have a lot more themes. You can use the legal core build, although this is being updated. You can open Bohr, you can open Stacer, Synaptic. You can go on my websites if you need. You can also input your own command, and everything is just being a bit slow as it stands right now. Bad file description. Well, I'm definitely going to have to look into the system up a little bit more, and we shouldn't really be getting this sort of issues. Well, it seems to be working. If I push it twice, if I go back to the backup utility, is the input your own commands going to work? Yeah, so I've tested this, and if there's any things that you see in this video that don't work, I'm fully aware of these problems, and I am updating them in the background. There really is no need to keep pushing ISOs unless there's major changes, and I will be pushing some system updates in the background, system app updates in the background. So if any updates to do with this system app get updated, you can simply download them through the Lancaster updater. And I'm going to play my favourite song for today again. I'm going to reboot the system, do a little showcase again, and that will be it for today. So put this down here. Let's go, round 2. So I'm having some sort of a memory issue with my virtual machine, and I'm currently using the same system. So obviously I'm utilizing a lot of memory at the moment, and this is why there is a few problems itself. Also, opening the welcome app 1,000 times and showing the welcome app isn't really advisable. You only use it once really if you want to, and you won't have no issues. You don't want to be opening it and closing it, opening it and closing it, and everything else. You're bound to have some issues. And really and truly, using a virtual machine and running the machine at the same time, depending on your components, can slow down your computer. And I am using, as you can hear, a relatively old laptop that has some sort of a problem with the memory. I am using a 4-core 4-threads laptop, but it's running on 1.8 gigahertz, which is the bottleneck, really. I was just showcasing the this needs to stop opening up. So I'm showcasing the file manager, if I can get it to open. some really bad issues with loading it on this laptop. Here we go, actually, it's back on. So we obviously want to close this. Everything should be working fine. It's just running a bit slow because of obviously being on a laptop. Yeah, I will be leaving it at this now. As you can see, this is Lancaster Gamers Edition 2.0 with the new updates. All the applications have been shown. All the information will be found on my website or my SourceForge. And my next video will be a tutorial on how to set up bottles running on Lancaster. I mean, you could do this on any distribution since bottles is configured the same way. I'm just going to be showcasing it on Lancaster running on the Gamers Edition with lots of games and tutorials on how to set these games up. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you're having a good night or day, whatever time it is when you're watching this, and that is a bye from me, Aaron, or Claude Mods, which is my online name.